It's back-to-back nights in cozy Kirk Hall as Munzing Media Sports presents Central Maine Mustangs Volleyball. It's the Mustangs and the Great Bay Community College Herons from the Dave Gagne Court in Auburn, Maine. With executive producer Mr. Rob Munzing, our cameraman tonight, Chris Needaway. I'm Patrick Dexler, and we're excited to bring you YSCC Women's Volleyball, their last home match of the fall. And it wasn't long ago we were here in the gym last night watching the best rivalry in the state of Maine between the Mustangs and the Seawolves. And we're going to have a chance right now to talk with the Edge Nutrition player of the game from last night, and that is Autumn Peterson. Autumn, you're getting ready for back-to-back nights after a terrific night on the floor. How's the past 24 hours been for you?
Tiring. I did a lot of sleeping last night.
Yeah, no question. After watching you chase down the volleyball last night all over the place against the Seawolves, as a team, I mean, the game didn't go quite the way you wanted to, but competitive was probably the best word we could come up with. What was the mindset like last night?
Everyone was like working. Am I supposed to look here?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone was working like better together last night because the past two practices we had really worked on our coverage and we changed it up a bit, and it really helped our team out. And we were communicating much better than we had been past games.
All right, so coming into tonight's matchup with the Herons, you going to change anything up?
I don't think so. I think we just need to work on tip coverage a little better. I still think that if we played like we did last night, then we will have a good chance of winning this match.
All right, well, best of luck as we're going to have lineups and introductions here in a minute, so we're going to send you down to the bench. That was Edge Nutrition player of the game from last night, Autumn Peterson. She was all over the floor doing anything and everything for the Mustangs. And even though last night did not go the way the Mustangs wanted to, you got to be able to take positives away from last night. Mustangs come in with a record now of 8-5, 8-3 in the YSCC. They still sit 10th in the coaches' poll.
Good evening and welcome inside Dave Gagne Court at Kirk Hall here at Central Maine Community College for tonight's YSCC volleyball matchup between the visiting Great Bay Community College Herons and your Central Maine Mustangs. We'll start with the lineups for the visitors. The libero, number 3, Autumn Loving. Number 4, Kiana Crooker. Number 7, Isabella Rady. Number 9, Nicole Guzman. Number 10, Jordan Chrysanis. Number 11, Elif Kakin. And number 13, Isabella Sherman. The Herons are coached by Phoebe Moore and Kaylee McDougall. And now, the starting lineup for your Central Maine Mustangs. The outside hitter, number 3, Autumn Peterson. The middle blocker from Anniston, Alabama, number 5, Isabella Higgins. An outside hitter from Biddeford, Maine, number 8, Natalie Roy. The setter from Osoyoos, British Columbia, number 12, Shalimar Zarka. The opposite hitter from Clearwater, Florida, number 14, Riley Clark. An outside hitter and middle blocker from Hermiston, Oregon, number 21, Jackie Bardashak. And the libero, number 99 from Boise, Idaho, Kalea Stiff. We now ask that you please please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
Lineups announced. Teams will shake hands. Rob, it wasn't that long ago that we were seeing the same thing, but with the Mustangs playing a different opponent.
Back-to-back games. Doesn't happen that often, Patrick. Good to have it here. The women played a very competitive game against a very strong SMC Wolves team. Ended up losing that 3-1, but all the matches were competitive, and lots of times the Mustangs jumped out ahead, I think, in all but one of the games here. So they're coming in against Great Bay. Great Bay rebuilding their program right here, and Mustangs should be feeling pretty confident here tonight. Back-to-back games, and the nice thing about a game that you lose to your rival there, you don't have a lot of time to stew on it. Yeah. Right back in action here tonight.
The Herons making the hour-and-a-half trip up from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Kiana Crooker off the floor right now. Isabella Rady, Nicole Guzman, Jordan Chrysanis, Elif Kaken, and Isabella Sherman. As serving to start, Isabella Rady, and we are off in Auburn. As the serve hits the net, Mustangs up early. Autumn Peterson, we got a chance to talk with her pre-game. Will serve for the Mustangs. As the Herons work it back over, Mustangs working. Natalie Roy gets it over. The set and the hit by Chrysanis as Zarka sets for Higgins, but it lands in the net, and we are tied at 1. Serving for the Herons, Nicole Guzman. Here in the first, early stages. And the serve makes it over. Roy, Zarka sets, back to Roy. The slam is gathered up. Third hit from Sherman goes out of bounds, and the Mustangs take a 2-1 lead. That will go long, and we are tied again. Jordan Chrysanis will serve. She leads the Herons with 55 kills. Serve gathered up by Shepard. Roy keeps it in. A third hit from Clark goes into the net, and the Herons have their first lead of the night, 3-2. Serve goes over, Shepard, Barticek, Zarka sends it over. Chrysanis The third hit sent right back off a block by Riley Clark, but then the Herons send it back, and the old adage, hit it where they ain't. Herons take a 4-2 lead here. Krasanis sends that over. Zarka sets. Barticek with the touch. Gathered up. Third hit by Sherman sends it over. Zarka sets. Barticek with the slam. Gathered up by Krasanis. The third hit by Rady gets it over. Shepard to Roy. The third hit from Clark into the net. And the Herons have something cooking here early in the first, up 5-2. Serve goes long. Mustangs will capitalize on the unforced error. They'll serve down to Riley Clark. Loving. Third hit. Makes it over. Zarka sets. Natalie Roy. Loving gathers that. Rady with the odd hit over. As Roy sends that back. Sherman into the net. And the lead is now down to 1. Loving sends that serve right back over. Barticek with the slam, dug out by Guzman, and the point's going to go to the Herons.
Well, that looked unreturnable, but Guzman got down, got under it. Of course, the force coming down, all she had to do was get the touch on it, elevate it back up. Must have been a net violation, St. Patrick?
I'm guessing.
Yep.
Herons up 6-4. Elif Kakin serves. Zarka, the return hit goes too long, and it's 7-4. Serve will go over. Zarka, Harmon, back to Zarka, the touch off of Kakin and into the crowd, as now it's a 2-point game. Mustangs back-to-back matches. The Herons last play. Loving. The touch by Sherman sent right back as Barticek was in front, and it's a 1-point game. Serve from Roy, gathered up by Loving. The set, back to Loving. Roy will gather. Peterson sends that back. Kakin off of Rady, going backwards, and we are tied. The serve from Roy doesn't make it over the net. Herons retake the lead, and they get the serve. Isabella Sherman. As that's gathered up by Peterson. Harmon with the set back to Peterson, and the slam off a Heron. We are tied at 8. Autumn Peterson.
Going to start calling her Boom Boom. Give you a look at that.
Kalia Stitz serves, gets that over. As Crooker sends that back, Harmon will gather. The touch by Higgins. Sherman couldn't get to it. Mustangs have their lead.
Here comes Boom Boom Peterson. Right down the line.
She must have hit pause at the end of last night's match and then just hit play tonight. As Stith will send that off of Kakin. That was going out of bounds on the serve, but the Mustangs cash in.
I think it was eating her up a little bit there, getting on top, and before she could react out of the way.
Mustangs up 2. Stith sends that over. That's gathered by Sherman. The set by Rady. Contact with the net by Guzman. And the point's going to go to the Mustangs.
Yeah.
With the serve. Fastball came right in off of Heron. And the Mustangs are rallying here in the first.
Working 3 cameras for you tonight, keeping the old guy busy here at the production end of things.
Stith will send that long. Herons will get the serve back, now down 3. As the libero Autumn Loving will serve. Roy Harmon sets for Higgins off of Sherman. And the Mustangs get the ball back. Off of Kakin. Mustangs now up 5.
Yeah, a little run here by the Mustangs, catching their groove, I think, a little bit. It's not the 60s anymore, Patrick. Can you still catch grooves?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
I'll give it to you.
Oh, groovy.
The serve by Zarka grooves into the net. Herons will get the ball back down 4. As Isabella Rady will serve. She leads the Herons with 98 assists and 10 service aces as Stith gathers that up. Zarka. Peterson sends it over. Rady. Loving. Back to Rady. The third hit hits the top of the net and over. As Stith gathers, Higgins gets it over. Sherman sets. Rady. Roy. Zarka. Clark. As Loving gathers. The hit by Rady back in. And the point's going to go to the Mustangs. 15-10 here in the first. As Autumn Peterson will serve. So that's gathered up, almost back over. And the Mustangs now with a 6-point lead. Caitlin Willis will check in for the Herons. Peterson with the serve into the net. And the lead is now down to 5. Serving for the Herons, Nicole Guzman. And that serve will not make it over in the net. The lead back up to 6 for the Mustangs. Isabella Higgins will serve. Gathered up by Loving. Rady set. Sherman with the hit. And contact with the net gives the point to the Mustangs. And we will have an officials.
Yeah, Phoebe
timeout.
Moore, the head coach, checking on something. I don't know if they're checking on the score or.
I believe there is a little bit of a fan section down just behind the Herons' side.
Yeah, I just want to cheer in good taste. No need to be heckling anybody. Don't know if that's the case, but. Caleb read in the riot act. They were on notice.
Assistant Athletic Director Caleb Lamb. Mustangs up 18-11 here in the first. Isabella Higgins will serve. As that's off of Sherman, and the Mustangs now up 8. That serve off of Sherman. Lovin gathers. The third hit by Guzman gets over. Zarka will set. Roy sends that over. Guzman gathers in front of the net, but Natalie Roy is right there to finish it off.
Good play,
Mustangs
Ned.
up 9. That serve off of Sherman, and the Mustangs now up 10, and the Herons will call timeout.
Yeah, just got a good look at Roy there, her placement at the net. Get a look.
Mustangs will look to ride some momentum as they're up 10. And they'll look to finish off the first set here.
Can look across the way at the fans who are in tonight.
All 4 sets last night had both teams scoring at least 18 points. So the biggest word that we used from last night was as Higgins will serve. That lands in the net. Herons get the ball back, now down 9.
Yeah, they got out to an early lead. Not able to maintain it as the Mustangs caught their groove, as we said.
A serve by Crooker. As Clark sends that back over with the touch. Guzman now stiff to Zarka. The slam by Bardacek off of 2 Herons, but Guzman sends it back over as Stith sets for Clark. The hit goes long, and it's now an 8-point game. It's the top of the net. Roy gathers. Zarka sets back to Roy. Krasanis sends that back over. Roy with the touch in front of the net, and the Mustangs now up 22-13 here in the first. Riley Clark serving. Guzman. Loving. The third hit by Sherman goes long. Mustangs 2 points away. And that will be an ace as it lands right in front of Nicole Guzman, and it's game point. Clark with the serve. Loving digs that out. Guzman sends it back. Point to the Mustangs on a double hit. And that will wrap up the first set, 25-13. And we will step aside here in Auburn. Mustangs up 1-0 on Munzing Media.
Our goal in public service is to improve the quality of life in communities. This is the Public Service and Social Sciences Department. We originally started with criminal justice, and then we added more programming.
I'm in the forensic science program.
I want to become a state fire investigator.
State trooper.
I want to be a game warden.
Forensic psychologist.
Behavioral health professional.
CM offers a lot more hands-on learning than most places.
The only way to give them that experience is to do that through immersive scenario training.
Who actually dust for fingerprints.
Learning how to go through, take pictures, what to look for.
We are the only college in the state of Maine that offers a third-year advanced certificate in police operations.
It is a great way of excelling your career and jump-starting you onto that path.
The Public Service Simulation Center allows us to fully implement an immersive training environment.
Can I see your other pen?
You just don't want to get boxed in.
We teach de-escalation and empathetic communication to better address community needs.
The instructors are awesome.
They really care about our education.
We have people that teach who have been members or are actively members of these industries. This is a one-of-a-kind program.
It's prepared me to have a step up in my professional career. Here at the school, they're really invested in our education.
It's a nice environment.
At Central Maine Community College, we are building things that last. We're investing in technology, new facilities, and offering more degree programs than ever before. You can get the traditional college experience at a fraction of the cost, and for some, it's even free.
Wait, did she just say free?
That's right, free tuition for Maine high school grads from 2022 to 2025. Set your goals and find your path at CMCC. Let's build a future together.
Tomorrow night, as the Mustangs men's hockey team will be back in action for the first time in 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, as they will take on the Colorado School of Mines, a ACHA Division III independent. Puck drop scheduled for 6:45 tomorrow night. As Rob and I will bring you the call tomorrow night. But we will enjoy the Cozy Kirk Hall tonight first before we head over tomorrow night.
Same two teams Monday. That's I have to look at the time on that one.
1:45.
1:45 on Monday. Greg Glenn will be back. He's traveling this weekend for Pliable, his company.
I will step in and do my best.
Yeah, we're going to debut. We'll get it to you. We'll get the game out. Patrick did a ton of research already, and the thing I was telling Patrick, it's not a radio call because people can see what's happening on the ice. So, be a lot of fun. Challenge. We like challenges here at Munzing Media.
No question. Mustangs will start here in the second. Shalimar Zarka, who leads the Mustangs with 96 assists. Sends that over off of Kakin, and the Mustangs strike first in back-to-back sets.
Bombs away on that one.
Serve from Zarka. Sherman digs that out. Guzman sets. Chrysanis. That'll be gathered by Stith to Zarka. Peterson sends it over as the Herons will regather. Guzman with the hit. Stith. Zarka sets. Harmon with the touch. As now Guzman sends that over. Zarka sets. Peterson off of Rady. And the Mustangs up 2-0.
Autumn with the touch right there. Just a touch of Autumn.
And Zarka will serve, send that long and out of bounds. Barons down 2-1, they will serve. Nicole Guzman. As Peterson gathers that. Zarka back to Peterson with the slam, dug out by Loving off of Rady and out of bounds, and the Mustangs now up 3-1. Peterson, fastball sent long, and it's 3-2. Jordan Chrysanis will serve down 1. As Shepard digs that out, Zarka sets for Roy, the touch, dug out by Sherman. Chrysanis sends it over. Harmon to Clark, off of Rady and under the net. And the Mustangs now up 4-2 here in the second. Riley Clark will serve. Mom's in attendance. Third hit by Kakin, sent right back over. Clark. Zarka, Roy with the touch. Natalie Roy puts the Mustangs up 5-2.
Nice finish, Natalie. We'll look at it after this play.
Clark serves and sends it beyond the line, and it's 5-3.
Here's the set, here's the touch, and there's the point.
Serving Elif Kakin. Zarka. Harmon sets. Roy with the touch. Herons will regather. Rady sends it over. Harmon sets. Natalie Roy. Dug out by Loving. As that'll make it back over. Off of Zarka. The Herons make it a 1-point game. Serve makes it over. Mustangs set up. Bartachek with the touch off of Sherman. And the Mustangs now have a 2-point lead.
Mustangs doing a good job on that touch game. Saw Jackie right there. Put it nice.
Olivia Harmon serves and gets an ace. Puts it in a spot where there wasn't a heron to be found. Mustangs up 3. Harmon serves, dug out by Loving. The set, Sherman sends it over. Zarka sets Bartachek as that's gathered up by Loving. Third hit by Rady gets over. Harmon will set. Bartachek. Guzman gathers. The third hit gets over. Harmon in front of the net. Bartachek off of Kakin. And the Mustangs have doubled up the Herons here in the second, 8-4.
Jackie having a really good game here. Going to see the set come from deep. Here it is. Bang.
Served by Harmon. Lands behind Loving. And it's 9-4. Mustangs finding their groove here in the second. Stith. Harmon sets. Zarka, that's sent right back over. Mustangs able to gather. Sherman with the slam into the net. And the Mustangs are now up 6.
Natalie Roy, what a great play there. She saved that point. Looking at her elbow a little bit, you see there. And she laid herself out, as they do.
Herons return sent right back over as Roy with the touch. Off of Crooker. Herons get it over. Zarka will set. Roy gathered up by Kakin, sent over by Rady. As Roy sends it back over. Rady sets. Crooker. Now Zarka sets. Bartachek off of Guzman, right back over. Stith digs it out. Harmon to Zarka.
What a battle.
Loving. Rady sends it long, and the Mustangs now up 7.
Some terrific plays both sides on that point, Patrick. They competed hard.
Harmon sends it over. Guzman sends it right back. Harmon, Bartachek, dug out by Loving as Rady sends it over. Stith back to Roy. Loving digs that out. Guzman, Stith to Harmon. Bartachek with the slam. Jackie Bartachek puts the They say it.
Edge Nutrition player of the game, but stay with us. If it's a really tough choice, I'll let Patrick make it.
Stith to Harmon to Roy. Loving sends that to the floor, and the Mustangs are now up 9. Harmon sends that over. That's gathered up, and the Herons will get the point. So the Mustangs send it into the net. 13-5 here in the second.
Nice to do back-to-back volleyball. It really is.
We're finding our groove, Rob.
Yeah.
Sherman sends that over. Harmon sets. Zarka sends it right in, just inside the line. The Mustangs get the ball back now, up 9. As that goes into the net. It is 14-6.
Well, fastball at the knees, unfortunately.
Checking in for the Mustangs, Jaden Elizabeth Perez Day. from Mount Vernon, Maine. As Loving sends it over, Stith, Harmon sets, Peterson sends it long, and it's 14-7. Loving serves, gathered up by Peterson, Harmon sets, back to Peterson, the soft touch, gathered up by Sherman, the second hit by Rady into the net. The Mustangs now up 8. They'll get the ball. Kalia Stith will serve. Stith sends a fastball gathered up by Sherman. Rady in front of the net. Makes contact with the net, and it's 16-7. Serves that fastball off of Sherman. The Mustangs with another ace, now up 10.
Now you keeping track of aces? That's probably about what, 5 or 6, I think, so far in the
I do
game.
not have anything tracking so far. Stith sends that just over the net. Rady sets. Chrysanis blocked by Clark and Peterson in front of the net. Second try does not work, as it's now 17-8. Riley Clark and Autumn Peterson up front. First time it worked, second time into the net.
I'm not sure. Live stats on?
That is a good question.
That's a good question. There might be. We'll have to explore that a little more. Don't worry about it, Patrick. We'll figure that out maybe after this game.
Loving sends it over. Harmon sets off the top of the net off of Zarka. Rady gets it over. Harmon, Zarka, Clark with the touch into the net, and it's now 17-9. Serving Isabella Rady. Down 8. That serve going long, and the Mustangs up 18-9 here in the second.
I was talking to my wife last night when I get home. She said, how'd it go? And, with the volleyball. She said, I watched some of it. Boy, that's really exciting. And I said, it is. And the thing that I'm most taken with is the joy with which the kids play the game. You can see it, and I'm glad we've got the multiple cameras now. We can show you the facial expressions, the smiling, tap themselves. My bad on that one, sorry. I love, the coach in me loves all that.
Shalmar Zarka sends that one long. She just had an ace there.
And we're doing a lot more with volleyball, obviously, here at the college as well as in high school. We've had back-to-back high school games on from Gardner last night against a very good Cape Elizabeth program. And tonight they're on concurrently with us against Nokomis.
That serve goes long. Both teams with unforced errors. And it is 20-10.
And more kids are playing around the state. Of course, we have Autumn Peterson. She's out of one of the strongholds of high school volleyball down east, Narragansett High School.
And she will serve. Guzman sends that right back. Roy sends it back. Guzman gets it over. Peterson out of bounds. And it's 20-11. Mustangs being a little creative. A lot more substitutions tonight, especially compared to last night.
And what I love, the young women come in, they set the gym up. They're putting the nets up and all of that. There was some guys in here playing volleyball. They came out and said, okay, our turn. And that was it, set the gym up. Very confident young women, and that was fantastic. I like the way they just took charge of the whole situation, said it's our time.
Riley Clark serves. Guzman, Rady, the hit by Loving. As Roy with the punch goes back over. Crooker, Rady, Guzman. Kakin sends it over. Zarka sets. Barticek. Guzman gathers. That almost hit the roof here. Not out of bounds.
You know, in some of the high schools, like Gardner High School is one of them, the girders, of course, the gym was built in 1963, long before volleyball was thought of as a high school sport. And so the rule at Gardner is if it hits up in the girders, you got to play it. It's like the Tropicana field.
Yeah.
Well, they're not playing any girders at the Trop anymore because it's not there anymore.
Jackie Barticek sends that back over, and it's 23-11. Yeah, there's still the catwalks in Tampa.
Yeah, the catwalks are there.
Now you can see the sky, unfortunately.
Right, you won't lose the ball in the well, they've wanted a new stadium there for years. This will force the hand, I would think.
Crooker sends it back over. Roy gathers.
What a play.
Mustangs keep it alive. Sherman with the slam into the net, and the Mustangs have game point here in the second. Up 24-11.
Yeah, Sean Clark saying shout out to the Florida people. They're in the building. Mrs. Clark came over and said hi to us. I told her to stop by and see us, so she did that after the game.
And the Mustangs take this one 25-11, and they're now up 2-0. And that'll give us a chance to step aside here in Auburn. Mustangs up 2-0. They're looking for a sweep on Munzing Media.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody. It provides a great opportunity, just the fellowship amongst athletes, get a chance to play against some different teams that typically don't get a chance to play against from different regions, different parts of the country. It kind of gives you an opportunity to kind of see where you're really at against everybody. Really good. Like I said, just a great environment, well-ran tournament. It's a pleasure to be part of organizations like USCA.
Definitely want to make it as easy as you can. It's also a time to tune things up. Mustangs will have a few days before they will get ready for the playoffs. Isabella Rady will serve for the Herons. yes, this is their last match for now. As Zarka sets, Higgins gets it over. Loving, Rady, Chrysanis off of two Mustangs in front and off of Stith. And the Herons strike first here in the third. The Mustangs match in East Longmeadow, Mass against USCA Division I Bay Path canceled.
That's right. That's. I knew they had another one, and I knew there was something with it. Thank you, Patrick, passing that on.
Peterson sends it over. Loving, Sherman, third hit by Chrysanis, off of Roy.
Well, Herons have done this. They did this in the first game. What was it, 5-2 at one point in the first game? Something like that, Patrick.
Yes. Zarka sets, Riley Clark. Sherman and out of bounds as the Mustangs will get the ball down 2-1. Off of Sherman on the serve and give the Mustangs an ace. And we are tied.
Should put the scoreboard up. Thanks, Patrick.
Peterson serves, Loving. Rady sends it over, the slam by Riley Clark. Gives the Mustangs the lead here in the third.
I'm actually going to take that off, and I'm going to fix the game's one.
Loving digs that out off of Chrysanis, and the Mustangs now up 4-2. Peterson sent right back over by Sherman. Mustangs corral. The touch by Roy. Guzman, Brady, Chrysanis off of Higgins in front of the net, and it's 4-3. Checking in for the Mustangs, Rory Delano from Fayette, Maine. Went to Maranacook Community High School. As Guzman will serve. Roy gathers, Zarka back to Roy. Off of Guzman, and the Mustangs now up 2. And they'll get the serve as Isabella Higgins is behind the line. And her serve, Sherman, Guzman, Brady sends it back and hits just inside the line, and it's 5-4. Jordan Chrysanis will serve. Off of Delano, and we are tied.
Herons have kept battling here, haven't they, Patrick?
They are not ready to go down yet. Down 2-0 overall. Stitt digs that out. Barticek into the net, and the Herons have their lead back 6-5. Chrysanis with the serve just over the net. Delano sends that back. As Crooker over to Willis, and she sends it over and gives the Herons now a 2-point lead. Mustangs gather stiff. Chrysanis, Rady, Sherman into the net. And the Mustangs will get the ball back, now down 1. Loving, Brady, Guzman, Delano almost back over. Zarka, Bartachek into the net. The Herons now up 2. Elif Kakin will serve up 2. As that serve will hit the net. Mustangs now down 1. Natalie Roy will serve. Autumn Peterson checks back in. Roy serve, dug out by Loving. Rady, the touch by Crooker in front. Bartachek with the slam inside the line. We are tied. Served by Roy. Loving, Rady, Crooker. Roy. Harmon set stiff. Guzman, Rady, Sherman blocked by Zarka. And the Mustangs have the lead back.
Here's that Bartachek bomb. No chance for anybody on that one.
And she gets height.
She does. Yeah, and then she's got good leverage.
Rady in front of the net. Bartachek with the touch.
Yeah, a little sneak attack there, Jackie.
Mustangs up 2 here in the third. Guzman. Rady sets. Sherman. Kept alive by Peterson. Back to her. And she sends it long.
Autumn almost started the construction on Kirk Hall there. I thought she was going to knock that far wall out. Project coming up.
Isabella Sherman will serve and send that out of bounds. Expansion to Kirk Hall to begin in the future. Kalia Stith serves off of Kakin, and the Mustangs now up 2.
I think Coach Morong's got some of the details. He talked to me a little bit about it, what they were proposing. We'll get Andrew on sometime, talk about what's going on.
Correction, Mustangs up 3 as Kakin digs it out. Crooker, Zarka, Harmon, Peterson with the touch.
Ooh, right into the void.
Hit it where they ain't. In which I'm sure the English instructor in you, Rob, is saying, don't say that. Kalia Stith serves up 4.
Boom.
Fastball comes in. Kakin sends it right back, and then Higgins says, I'm going to send it into the floor. Mustangs up 5. Their biggest lead here of the set.
Kalia there put them right on their heels with that serve. And again,
Kakin, Rady, Pelletier. The slam by Higgins gathered up. Crooker with the touch, dug out by Harmon. Zarka to Peterson. Kakin off of Sherman. Sends that as Kakin sends it right back over. Harmon, the touch by Higgins, gathered up. Pelletier to Crooker. Sherman, the third hit, just in. And it's 15-10.
Welcome all our volleyball families watching. Glad you could join us here on Munzing Media.
Autumn Loving serves. Roy and Harmon gather it.
Ooh, nice.
And the hit lands just in. Off of Loving and out of bounds. Mustangs up a touchdown.
Little slow start for the Mustangs, but as we related to, and the word of the night is groove, found their groove. Since then, it's been groovy.
And give an ace to Shalimar Zarka. And a Herons timeout. Mustangs up 18-10. And we're going to switch from the cozy confines of Kirk Hall down the street to the Norway Savings Bank Arena, where we are going to freeze the playing surface. Mustangs hockey coming at you tomorrow night. Colorado School of Mines will be in all the way. And
as far as some people have off, stores are open, some businesses are open. Federal holiday, of course, on Indigenous Day.
I still call it by the old name, which is incorrect, but.
Well, we're a politically correct media organization here at Munson Media, Patrick.
Sherman digs that out. Rady sets. Chrysanis sends it over. Zarka sets back to Peterson. Off of Sherman and Loving. And it is 19-2. Shalimar Zarka serving up 9.
Yeah, Shalimar's been good tonight with those things.
Sent right back over the touch by Clark. Now Higgins off of Loving, and the Mustangs up 20-10. In the third, they're 5 points away from the sweep. Off of Kakin. An 11-point lead.
Remember the game we did, was it last year or the year before, where one of the kids set up to start the game?
Last year it was 25-0.
25-0, yeah. 25 straight services.
Kakin Rady sends it over. Roy in the backcourt. Zarka sets. Higgins off of Kakin and Sherman. And it's 22-10.
Some beautiful teamwork on that one. We want to give a look at some of that, and we'll do it after this point. Beautiful set there by the Mustangs.
Zarka putting it in cruise control. And just as I say that, she sends one long.
Well, here's this rally coming up. You're going to see the return. Then the Mustangs are going to get a chance to go tic-tac-toe. Thanks for the whistle. That's great. Here it is. See the fake right there. Boom. Back just in time for live.
Brady serves. Zarka Clark with the slam into the net. It does make it over. And it's 23-11. Mustangs 2 points away. Sherman, Rady sets. Chrysanis dug out by Zarka. As Roy sends it over, Herons cannot get to it. And it is match point. Herons gather. Chrysanis with the hit. Zarka sets. Clark with the touch. Sherman. Rady gets it over. Peterson to Zarka. Higgins off of Sherman. Herons keep it alive. Rady. Stith. Zarka. The touch by Roy. Sherman sends it over. Roy. Zarka sets. Back to Roy. And out of bounds as it's now 24-12. Serving is Nicole Guzman. Delane off of Delano and Stith. Clark gets it over. Rady gathers. Loving. Back to Rady. Dug out by Delano. Into the net off of Higgins. As it's now 24-13, still match point. Guzman serving. Roy. As it lands into the net, point to the Herons, as they're now down 10. Guzman. Delano, Clark, Roy into the net, and the Herons have a late rally. Guzman, dug out by Stith. Zarka sets. Roy with the touch. Sent right back over by Rady. Mustangs will gather. Clark dug out by Loving. Rady, Sherman, Zarka keeps that alive. Stith gets it over. Rady sets. Chrysanis. As Clark sets. Roy, Loving. Chrysanis kept alive by Roy. Stith. And the slam by Higgins into the net, and it's 24-16.
Herons have played these last 2 points like they were match point. You got to give them a lot of credit for the battle there.
Well, they're playing the scenario correct then.
Uh-oh.
Serve kept alive by Stith. Roy with the touch. Sherman. Brady sends it over. Zarka in front of the net. Higgins off balance. And it's 24-17. Guzman sends it over, Roy. Zarka in front, Higgins. Brady, Chrysanis, Loving sends it over. Zarka sets, Higgins off of a Heron in front, and it lands. And that the first year from Osoyoos, British Columbia, Canada. The setter earns the honor for the final time this fall. As the Mustangs finish off their home season and their regular season on a high note. A 3-0 sweep, 25-13, 25-11, and 25-17. So, with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here. Our cameraman tonight, Chris Needaway. Our executive producer, Mr. Rob Munzing. I am Patrick Dexler saying so long. We will see you in about 24 hours at the Norway Savings Bank Arena.